Okay, I don't remember where I left off last time, but I've got all the windows in. I reused the screws that I took out. I took out the ones that were really rusty, but I reused the screws because I figured why buy new ones if these are still good. And I've seen some of these restorations where people have taken out the windows and then like washed them with acid and that kind of stuff to bring them back to their original shine. And I decided not to do that because it's a vintage camper and I like the weathered look. I don't necessarily want it to be perfect. I don't want to take out all that life that this camper has seen. So I like the weathered. They're clean. I cleaned them. But they're still a little bit weathered, and that's okay. On this side, I attached the roof that was still kind of popped up there and cleaned up all the goop that was on the sides. Again, I used the Goo Gone, and that worked really well. And then I put my waterproof seal tape stuff on this front half. And now the only thing left to do on that is to reattach the J-rail. The J-rail is really, really gooped up with putty and caulking, so it's going to take me a little bit to get that cleaned off before I can put it back on. When I get that side on, then I will do the back side. You can see it still popped up a little bit there. I'll attach that, clean it up really well, and put the tape and then put the J-rail back on there. On the inside, as I said, all the windows are in, and I primed today. This was my project for today. Yesterday, I put wood putty on the seams and sanded those down. And the back here, there's only a little bit of original paneling still here, and that was this back wall and the back half of this wall and the back part of the ceiling here. So I took a sander and roughed it up a little bit because it had kind of that glossy finish. And the primer I bought is Zissner, and I've used it before on paneling, and it works really well. So it's all primed and ready for paint. And then I can start building the bed and the table and that sort of thing, all those things that need to be done. Windows are all in. I put the expanding insulation foamy stuff in here. So I really hope that I did everything right, because now that I've got that foam insulation stuff in there, these windows are not coming out. In the future, I might take out the windows I didn't this time and reseal those and do the same sort of thing. But the windows should be all good. And I still have to do the electricity, or do the outlets, put the outlets in. The floor, I might wait. It's something maybe I can do when I'm out this summer or next year. I'm just going to clean it up really good. Maybe I'll do this side. I don't know. But as I said, I'm going to keep most of this flooring anyway. So if there's a little bit that's not perfect, that's okay. And I've got a plan for the ceiling. I'm not going to say what it is because it's going to be a surprise. It's something I might do this summer if I don't have time before I go. So it's building the furniture, putting in the outlets, checking the water. I bought a new connector for the hose, or where the hose hooks into the actual sink. The propane is going to wait until next summer. And then this outside here and the door. I'm also going to seal the seam on the other side before I go this year. And that in itself is a big project. Still have to take out this part of the door. I'll put the door back together. Here's the door. The door frame is broken here. I've got some stuff to fix that. And then putting the door in will be the last thing. I'll dry fit it first and make sure that I put it together right and everything's the way it's supposed to be. But getting the materials in for building the bed and the table is going to be a lot easier if there's not a door here. So that's actually going to be the last thing that goes in. I only have 3 weeks left, really, if I want to do, a little local practice run. So pretty much every evening and weekend from here on out is going to be spent finishing things up. I've got a plan for how the bed is going to be put together. So I just need to, buy the materials and do that. And I say just buy the materials and do that. I know it's going to be work and it's going to be time. But this is an area where I feel a little bit more comfortable. I've got more experience in, the carpentry type thing than I have had in the electricity and the windows and all the other stuff I've been doing so far has kind of been new things for me, and new experience, and learning some new skills. So I'm hoping that the table and the bed construction goes a little bit more on schedule than some of the rest of this has. So it's all painted up and ready for, or it's primed and ready for paint. And yeah, so thanks for watching.